If you were born as an alligator, your first breath would rise through the humid air of a southern swamp, where mist coils like smoke over still waters. You would emerge from an egg nestled in reeds, surrounded by siblings, your heartbeat echoing faintly beneath the mother's watchful gaze. Her massive shadow would guard you from herons and raccoons lurking for a quick meal. You'd feel the warmth of the sun bake into your scales. Your first taste of life ruled by patience and instinct. From the moment your snout breaks the surface, you belong to an ancient dynasty that has survived nearly unchanged for over 200 million years. Cold-blooded, armored, and enduring. In the murky shallows, your survival would depend on stealth more than strength. As a hatchling, the world is filled with predators, snapping turtles, snakes, and even other alligators. You would learn to stay motionless, drifting among water hyacinths where your striped pattern camouflages you perfectly. Your mother's low growl would signal danger, and you'd rush into the water to hide beneath floating debris. Hunger would gnaw at you constantly, teaching you the rhythm of patience, waiting hours for an insect, a small fish, or a frog to wander too close to your snapping jaws. As the months pass, you'd grow rapidly, shedding your fragile vulnerability for thicker armor. Your body would stretch past 2 feet, your bite stronger, your instincts sharper. You'd begin to wander farther from your mother's protection, exploring hidden creeks and pools where life teems beneath the water's surface. Every ripple, every vibration would speak to you, an unseen language of movement. Your inner ear and sensory pits along your jaws would detect the faintest splash, the pulse of prey you cannot see. In this watery world, silence would be your most deadly weapon. During your juvenile years, competition would become fierce. Larger males might challenge your territory, snapping their jaws and tails slapping the water in displays of dominance. You'd learn when to fight and when to slip quietly away. The swamp is ruled by respect and violence in equal measure, and survival favors those who conserve energy. When food is scarce, you could go weeks without eating, your metabolism slowing like a flame dimming to embers. Adaptation, not aggression, would be your greatest strength in this primal arena. As you reach your adolescent stage, your body would begin to reveal the full power of your species. Muscles would ripple beneath your thick, rugged hide, and your tail would become a weapon capable of stunning fish or knocking smaller predators aside. Your teeth, nearly 80 of them, would grow conical and unbreakable, designed not for chewing, but for gripping. You would learn to seize and roll your prey underwater, the infamous death roll that alligators have perfected for eons. Every movement would serve a single purpose: to survive, to feed, to endure. The seasons would change, and with them, the swamp's rhythm would shift. During cooler months, your blood would slow, and you'd retreat into a burrow you dug along the bank, a gator hole. This refuge would protect you during the dry season and cold snaps alike. Inside, you'd lower your heart rate, drifting into a half-conscious torpor, surviving on stored fat. You wouldn't need warmth from the sun or food from the hunt. You'd simply wait, patient as the mud itself, until the world softened with heat once again. When spring returns, so does hunger. The waters rise, carrying fresh life through the wetlands. Fish swarm, birds return, and your body surges with renewed energy. You'd emerge from your burrow, scales gleaming beneath the sunlight, and glide silently through the mirrored surface. The world would belong to you once more. With practiced precision, you'd stalk prey, egrets, turtles, and unsuspecting mammals venturing too close to the edge. The strike would be swift, your jaws clamping with a force of over 2,000 pounds per square inch, capable of crushing bone with ease. In this life, you'd learn that power isn't just in strength, it's in patience and timing. You'd spend long hours floating motionless, just your eyes and nostrils above the surface, blending with logs and shadows. The air would shimmer with humidity, insects buzzing around you, but your mind would stay razor sharp, attuned to every tremor. When opportunity arrives, you wouldn't hesitate. One explosive burst from your tail, and the calm surface would erupt into violence. A single lunge, a splash, and silence once more. Nature rewards precision, not frenzy. As years pass, your territory will expand. You'd carve a domain through the marshlands, marking your presence with deep bellows that rumble like thunder across the water. Your call would serve as both a warning and a challenge, echoing through cypress groves. Few creatures would dare contest you now. Only other large males or the occasional human wandering too near would test your authority. Yet in your mind, humans would remain strange and unpredictable, neither predator nor prey, but a threat unlike any found in the wild. You'd watch from the reeds as boats hum across your swamp, their engines vibrating through the water. Sometimes they'd stop, and flashes of light, cameras, would capture your form. Other times, danger would come in steel traps or bullets. Survival now means not just avoiding natural enemies, but understanding humans. You'd learn their rhythms too, staying near remote areas, hunting in silence, disappearing before they ever notice your presence. Your survival instinct, honed by millions of years, would adapt even to this modern intrusion. By your 20th year, you'd have grown into a formidable apex predator, 12 feet long, nearly 1,000 pounds. Your eyes, once bright and curious, now gleam with ancient wisdom. You'd have survived countless dry seasons, territorial clashes, and storms. You'd move through the swamp like a ghost, unseen until it's too late. Every creature within your domain would recognize your presence through scent and vibration. In this balance of predator and prey, you'd hold dominion, not out of cruelty, but because nature demands equilibrium. In your world, reproduction ensures legacy. When the mating season arrives, you'd bellow across the water, your deep roars vibrating through the air and even into the bones of those nearby. Females would respond with grunts, and soon, a ritual of dominance and courtship would unfold. You'd circle her, churning the water, creating low-frequency sounds inaudible to most creatures. Once bonded, she'd lay dozens of eggs in a nest of vegetation and mud, and you'd remain nearby, guarding from rivals and scavengers. Life continues through protection, not tenderness. Your kind ensures survival through vigilance. When the hatchlings emerge, their tiny chirps pierce the air, calling for their mother. She'd gently carry them in her jaws, placing them safely into the water. Though your role ends here, you'd linger nearby, aware of how fragile their existence is. Many will not survive, taken by fish, birds, or older alligators. Yet a few will endure, carrying forward your lineage. In their eyes gleams the same fierce instinct that once drove you, a reflection of a cycle older than humanity itself. Storms would remain your greatest test. When hurricanes tear through your marshland, the skies turn black and the wind howls like an ancient beast. But you wouldn't panic. Instead, you'd sink to the bottom of the swamp, pressing yourself into the mud. There, beneath the chaos, the water muffles the fury above. When the storm passes, you'd rise again to a changed world. Trees uprooted, nests destroyed, fish scattered. Yet within days, the swamp would heal, and so would you. Adaptability is your ultimate weapon. They would be moments of stillness, too, where the setting sun paints gold across the rippling surface. You'd float effortlessly, a master of balance between motion and rest. Your nostrils barely break the waterline, your body conserving every ounce of energy. In these moments, your survival isn't about the next meal or threat. It's about existing in perfect harmony with your environment. You are neither predator nor prey, just part of a living machine that has endured since the age of dinosaurs. Occasionally, you might encounter others of your size. Fights between mature males are rare but violent. You'd lock jaws, tail splashing, water exploding around you. The winner would not kill the loser. Dominance alone would decide. You'd emerge scarred but unbroken, your thick skin bearing the marks of survival. Each scar tells a story, not of cruelty, but of the cost of existence. In your world, strength earns peace. Once the battle is over, silence returns, and the swamp breathes again. During droughts, survival would demand ingenuity. As ponds shrink into muddy basins, you dig deeper into the earth, creating new water holes that sustain not only yourself, but countless other animals, birds, fish, deer. In doing so, you'd unknowingly shape the ecosystem, becoming both predator and protector. The balance you maintain ensures that life continues, even in harsh seasons. Every choice, every instinctive act, contributes to the quiet resilience of the wetland world around you. Your senses would guide you even in darkness. The night would be your ally, not your enemy. Moonlight glistens off your scales as your eyes glow red in the reflection. You'd move silently through the water, guided by vibrations and scent rather than sight. Each breath would rise as a whisper, each ripple a calculated movement. When you strike, it would be instant and final. No sound, no struggle, just the quiet return of still water. To live as an alligator is to master the art of unseen power. As decades roll on, your age will become your greatest strength. Few predators in nature live so long. You might reach 70 or even 80 years if untouched by hunters. In your later years, your speed would fade, but your wisdom would sharpen. You'd know every current, every nesting ground, every hidden depth of your swamp. Younger alligators would keep their distance, sensing your authority. You'd rule not through aggression, but through presence, a living relic of survival itself. And when your time finally comes, it won't be dramatic. You'd rest beneath the surface one last time, your great heart slowing with the rhythm of the water around you. The swamp would carry on, your body returning to the mud from which life began. Yet your kind would continue, as it always has, ancient, unbroken, unstoppable. To be born as an alligator is to live in harmony with time itself, to embody nature's patient, unyielding spirit. You would not merely survive, you would endure, as you always were meant to.